Well, what Zoo is here to do today, folks, is answer many of your questions. And Zoo, the people have been looking forward to hearing from you. And we will start with one from Temosphere. I don't know what happened to the A. Temosphere, growing up.
Maybe Timo.
You think it's Mosin?
Yeah,
it's possible.
Yeah,
it's possible that's Moscow. Growing up, when did you realize that you had a shot at going pro?
I mean, when I started, I wanted to go pro in Europe, but like around 14, I realized I can go pro in Europe. But like when I was 18, I realized there's a chance I can get drafted. So since 18, I've been working hard to get drafted, and I realized my dream came true.
Well, Zoo, in fact, if people want to know about your entire path to becoming a player, we did a piece with you about sort of the history and then the future of Ivica Zubac, which you can Google. It is on Lakers.com, and you take everybody through the entire story, how you grew up playing, a little bit more just for fun, but you did have a cousin, right, that played in the NBA for New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, my cousin played for, I think, 3 seasons for New Jersey Nets.
His name was?
Zoran Planinic.
So that lets you at least, it got you a little bit of an idea, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
You know, it's possible.
Yeah, I mean, I was 6 when he got drafted, so I didn't even know what's the NBA. So, but like growing up, I knew he played in NBA, so I knew it's possible to grow up in a place like me and be an NBA player. So I knew I had a shot. Only thing I had to work really hard.
And you grew up in the town called Chitluk,
yes,
right? And you, which was a sports crazy town.
Yeah.
And you got better and better, and then eventually you grew. And I know you became a Laker fan when you were what, around 12 or something? The Kobe and
something like that.
Kobe Powell, Bynum, Odom,
yeah,
Ron Artest team.
Yeah, I think before Ron Artest got there. So. Around NBA final. That's the first game I seen, and I fell in love with Lakers.
And here you are.
Yeah, I like your shirt, by the way.
Thanks, man. Yeah, Zubac. Well, this came about because, and we have a couple questions about this. In fact, I can skip down to one of them right now. I am Maria Rose said, "What's your favorite nickname after all the names Nance has given to you?" And of course, Larry Nance Jr., who calls himself your father. He says that you're more like his son than a brother. Would you first like, before we get to the nicknames, would you like to address that?
That's a lot of things come out of his mouth, so I wouldn't really take that seriously. I don't take that seriously. So every time he says that, I punch him in the face and I kick his ass in one-on-one. So. Nobody should take that seriously. Mm-hmm. And I don't like his nicknames at all.
Okay.
So I don't have, my favorite nickname is Zublaka, and that's the one he didn't give me. So
that was your Croatian teammates on your youth team in Croatia?
On an under 14 team in Croatia. And after that, everybody kind of forgot that nickname, and after summer league, it came back to life.
Okay. Now, with all of that said, you do love Larry. I mean, let's be honest. Even though you might beat him up once in a while, you might beat him one-on-one.
Hey, you got that on the tape.
Well, I promised Larry that I wouldn't show that to people.
Who cares about Larry? you gotta post that.
No, I can't do that to Larry. I gotta keep Larry happy too. Okay.
People are gonna need a proof. I gotta back it up.
All right, well, look, we can negotiate this later. All right, we'll talk to Larry, too. All right, here's a question from @Respect. What's it like transitioning from overseas to the NBA? And, of course, this was just about a year ago where you were playing in the Adriatic League for a team in Serbia called Megalex.
Yes.
Nikola Jokic also played for Megalex, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And Timotei Luwawu-Cabarrot also?
Yeah, he played there.
Okay.
So biggest transition is, of course, pace of the game. Everybody is so much quicker. Everybody is more athletic. So you gotta get ready to run up and down to help everybody on defense. And with all these quick guards in NBA, that's kind of hard to guard, pick and roll and everything. But Europe is more physical. Game is more physical in Europe, so I didn't have problems with that. Sometimes you gotta adjust, you gotta be less physical because you're gonna get called for a foul. But biggest difference is more athletic and quicker guards and players.
Got you. And I know that's one of the things that you've been working on this year with the coaches, and especially with how many teams are playing small.
Yeah.
Right, where like Denver did it the other night, and they're trying to get you to extend all the way out to the three-point line, but then you still have to recover to the basket.
Yes.
And that's kind of the most difficult challenge. So what do the coaches, what do the trainers tell you about how you can grow in that way? Is it physically? Is it mentally? Is it a little bit of both?
It's physically. I don't have any mental problems, and so.
Well, I didn't mean mental problems.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay,
it's okay.
Just want to make sure everyone knew that I didn't think you had any mental issues.
Yeah, it's physically. I mean, I gotta be up higher. I gotta have my hand up in the air. I gotta contest shot because when big switches on a guard, they always wanna shoot threes. So you gotta be high up there and force them to drive, and the other guys are gonna help you.
All right, Zu, how about a question from Pasalic? Are you close with any other Balkan players in the NBA? And Balkan, so that, you know, the region of Eastern Europe, so we know what we talk about, players from Serbia or players from Macedonia or Slovenia or Croatia, etc. There are many of them.
Yeah, I mean, I was not close with all of them before NBA, but like every time I play against some of them, I always say hello, we have a little chat, and that's about it. But every Croatian player, I'm really good with them. I always had good connections with them, especially Bender and Šarić. So every time they're in town or I'm there, we go for a lunch or dinner. So I would say I'm pretty good with every Balkan player.
Now, when you talk to Jokic, who is Serbian, or Nurkic, who is Bosnian and Herzegovina, what is it? Do you say Bosnian or do you say Bosnian and Herzegovinian? What do you say?
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Okay. What do you speak in English, or do you speak? Do you understand some Serbian and?
No, we speak like the languages are the same. Everything is almost the same. So we speak common language. We understand. I understand what they speak. They understand what I speak. So it's almost like American English and British English. So it's almost the same.
Right, because the country, in the former Yugoslavia, is one language.
Yeah.
And so as the countries diversify, but it's
we changed some words, some pronouncing, accent. So we understand each other very well, and we speak normal.
Very cool. All right, how about this one? And I think I know the answer to this one. Who do you model your game after, Ivica?
I think everybody knows that, Marc Gasol. I'm trying to watch a lot of film on Marc Gasol and trying to copy some of his moves.
Have you gotten a chance to talk to Mark at all when you played the Grizzlies?
Both times we played Grizzlies, I was inactive, so I didn't have a chance to be on the court with him, but we played them in like a few days, so I think I'm going to try to speak to him. We'll see.
What do you admire about his game?
Everything. I mean, he's playing so smart. Like he can push you up. He can face up. He can drive. He can shoot threes. He's a great passer, great defensive player. So every year he got something new in his game. So I mean, he's just great a player. Every team would want him on a team. So I like how every summer he's adding something new to his game.
Now, you have two younger brothers, by the way, that both play basketball.
Yeah.
Pau, of course, was the oldest of the Gasols, and then Mark was in the middle, and they have a younger brother. Are your brothers hoping to kind of be like you one day and come over to the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, they are playing basketball, so everybody who plays basketball have a dream to play in the NBA. So just like them. They are very talented, and I think if they work hard, they're going to have a chance to try, at least.
Everybody wants to and tries to, but only about 400 plus each year get to. So it's a crazy, tiny, little, small percentage that make it as far as you do. Zoo, all right. Ben O'Says would like to know what's the coolest thing about being a Laker, and again for somebody whose lifelong dream it was to play for the Lakers.
I mean, there's a lot of cool things. I can't just say one, but like first time I came in El Segundo facility, when I seen all the banners and all retired jerseys, that was crazy. I mean, I always dream of playing for the Lakers, so that's been crazy. And since that moment, everything's so cool to me.
I bet your first start was cool because you were somebody that watched all those playoff games and you heard them saying it, at center, Pau Gasol, right? And now it's at center.
No, every time I hear introduction, it's been crazy.
Ty, could we get when LT announces his name for Zoo's ringtone or something?
We'll have him record his voicemail.
Yeah. Do you want to do that? LT can record your voicemail for you. Our great PA announcer Lawrence Tanner.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? No? All right. That was a good idea. I was trying to help you out. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
What? How about this one from Tobias Olsen? What center has been the toughest to play against so far for you?
Hardest job I had, Al Jefferson. He's so skilled. It's hard to guard him. He has so many moves. I mean, you watch a lot of film. I watched a lot of film on him when I was younger. He was one of my favorite centers, but you know what he's trying to do, but you just can't stop it. So when we played Indiana, they were going at him in every possession against me. So he was scoring, and I had a really tough job guarding him. And I hope next game I'm going to do better.
So, along those lines, what's the difference for you when you're facing somebody that has all those low post moves like that versus guarding a DeAndre Jordan who's more going to set the screen and then roll to the rim and you're getting switched off? Like, how does that differ?
It's much less movement in defense. They're not playing as much as pick and roll as DeAndre Jordan and Clippers, so it's much easier, like condition-wise. But I never been really good post defender. That's thing I gotta work on a lot. So it's really hard when Al Jefferson goes to the post against you.
Got it.
You just gotta pray he's gonna miss.
Ivica, so Stu Lance on the Lakers broadcast is often talking about your hands and how you can't teach that. You got the touch with both of them, little floater shots, little flip. What have you always had good touch like that and good hands in all sports, or was it just in basketball when you were little?
I mean, I'm talented in all sports, European sports, and so I had friends who played soccer. I had friends who played volleyball, handball. So I always in my free time, I always played every sport. So I was really good at everything. So since always I have really good touch and all those floaters and flip shots and everything. So that's the thing I always had.
Watching when you receive the ball, a lot of times after you set the screen, you're kind of in that, you're rolling to the rim, and you're a little bit in between, right? You're in between the free throw line, you're not quite to the rim. So is that an area where you're working now? Okay, well, I got to really develop this floater shot a little more, or I can take one more dribble to get to the rim, or how do you think about that, noticing now how you've been receiving the ball?
Help defense is always under the rim, so I think it's always easier to not roll all the way down because guards have easier time to find you in that spot than all the way under the rim. So when I get the ball there, easiest shot is floater. So I always had that shot, and it's not hard for me to score it. So I think that's a good shot for a team and for me.
Gotcha. All right. Let's see. Zubac, I heard you had an album being produced by Larry Nance Jr. This is from Arc SP24, and he wants to know if you have a release date. So is this true? Are you collaborating with Larry to do any music of your own?
It's not confirmed yet, but we had some talks about it. So we don't have date yet, but as soon as we confirm it, you're gonna have the date.
Got it. So his people have been reaching out to your people, but
Yeah.
is it a financial?
Yeah, there's
holdup?
some. Larry is really cheap, so hard to get money out of him. So
Keep working on that though.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, just a couple random things about Ivica, because I got questions on various parts. So you grew up, you watched a lot of American TV shows and movies, right?
Yeah.
That was one of the ways that you got good at English. So give us some of those shows that you used to watch.
first show, Breaking Bad. Then I started.
That was your first show?
Yeah.
Now that is that's one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
I know.
And that
So
was your
everything
first- you started-
after Breaking Bad, I was disappointed
Yeah.
every time. So
It's like you just assume that every American TV show is
Yeah.
awesome after you watch that show. Really, like other than The Wire might be the one that I'd put a little bit above Breaking Bad.
I tried watching Wire, but I don't know why I stopped. I watched like first few episodes, but I
You
never
gotta
finished.
have a little patience with it. You gotta let it. Yeah, you gotta let it build. And I know you have free time coming up here in the off season. When
I'm
you're
gonna
not working out.
Yeah.
Just give it another shot.
I'll try, but
Yep.
I can't promise anything.
No promise.
No promise.
Okay. How about Game of Thrones?
I love Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's my second TV show, still running, and I can't wait till next season to start.
That was the second show that you started watching?
Yeah.
It's young, man. Ty, when did Game of Thrones come on the air? When was the first one? Like,
Well, we're in like season 6, I think.
yeah, but 2012 or something like that, maybe?
I don't know.
Huh. Yeah, somebody can look that up. 2011. Okay. How about now for music? You're much more. You got into 90s hip hop, right? That was kind of
Yeah,
where you.
I know everything. Like, I'm a big fan of music, a lot of types of music. So, like, when I was 14, I moved away from home. So, I tried like every type of music. So, I play a lot of GTA, Grand Theft Auto. So, I had a chance to listen a lot of hip hop,
Yeah.
rap. So I
Do you
kind
use
of
the cheat codes and stuff, or do you try to be?
yeah, I
Yeah.
use a lot of cheat codes. I gotta admit.
Get the 5 stars coming, and the cops all over the place, and the grenade launchers and the helicopters. And all that.
Yeah, and I would run around LAX. Now I know all that. It's everything. Like it's same like in the game. So
Oh, you're talking about Grand Theft Auto 5?
no, the San Andreas.
Oh, okay, yeah, back in the day, yeah. The new
Yeah.
one's in LA too.
Yeah, I know, but the first one is way better.
Way better than the
Yeah.
graphics and everything. All right, anyway, so
It's not about graphics.
That's part of it. Helps. But you also had. Did you not have it? Was it a teammate or somebody? No, it was somebody. You grew
Oh
up
yeah, my neighbor.
with. Yeah, your neighbor. Right?
Yeah, like
he got you into big.
he was crazy. He was ordering or like necklaces and everything. Like he was in a yeah, how the chains. Yeah, he was in all that stuff. So like I got my first cell phone and I didn't have any music on it. So he was like, I'm gonna transfer it to you. And he transferred all 50 Cent, Eminem. So I started listening to that, and ever since then I liked it.
Very good. And currently, a couple of your favorite. Are you listening to anything currently? Drake just came out with a new album a couple days ago. Did you get that yet?
That's not my thing.
No.
Drake is not the type of music I like.
How about? No, I'm not big into this. I'm not
like,
big into Future.
I
but I think
listen-
all the kids.
No,
listen to this.
I don't like Future too.
No. Okay.
No, I listen a lot of hip hop before I got here, but now I hear it every day. All the players listen to hip hop, so I'm just tired of hip hop now. I'm listening to more like pop,
Okay.
Selena Gomez.
Selena.
Yeah,
You like Selena? Okay. All right.
I'm listening to pop now. I mix up with rap sometimes, but not as much as before.
Gotcha. And you of course stay loyal to Tupac, as you always
Yeah,
have been.
always.
Yeah, that's nice. All right, a couple other things, Zoo. What do you plan on working on or getting better at in the off season from KXBE8?
My biggest focus this summer is my body. I want to get stronger. I want to get slimmer. I mean, I'm slimming up, but I want to get some muscles so I can fight all these guys in the post, and that's my biggest goal.
Yeah.
My conditioning, my body, and my defense.
Yeah, because you figure that those two can kind of go hand in hand, right? If you get in that much better shape and get that much stronger, it can help your movements in the court.
Yeah, if I get better, if I improve my body, I'm definitely going to be able to run faster, to jump higher, to play better defense. So that's the thing that's going to help me the most.
How much have you've already lost a lot of weight though from when you came into the league? What are you at, if you don't mind us asking? What are you at now, and like where did you start? How much have you already lost?
This morning I was 258. In the beginning of December I was 282.
Wow.
So that's 24 pounds.
Yeah. And how do you feel that when you're?
Yeah. I can run way more. I mean, I'm playing a lot more minutes now. So at the beginning of the season, if I would come in a game and play like 3 minutes, that would be it. I couldn't run more, and now I'm feeling great.
Do you have I know you work with the training staff, and Marco Nunez, who's the head athletic trainer, Tim DeFrancesco, who's the strength and conditioning coach. Do you guys have a target sort of weight, or you just kind of, you'll see what your weight is as you continue to go through?
Yeah, we don't have really target, but like 260 is like 255, 260 is perfect, and that's where we want to be at, and that's how we can work to get some muscles. And I think Tim thinks that's the best way for me.
Okay, I should give you some credit, because Tim told me this the other day, but are you not atop the leaderboard of all the Laker players?
Yeah, I'm the first on a board of the workouts this season, so I have a goal to be at least 3 years first one, so we'll see about that.
And to get there, that just means that you have come in for the most workouts, or what?
Yeah. I mean, you get points like for doing core, for doing upper body, for conditioning, for lower body. So you get a point for everything. So that means I did like most work in a.
That's very good.
In a weight room.
That has to make Luke Walton happy too. Yes.
Yeah, I hope it does.
Yeah, I would think so. All right. Speaking of, so Luke was here when Luke has been here for you. What have you gotten a sense of from Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka so far?
I mean, it's been great. They're like always around. You can see them every day here, watching practices, and Magic is always trying to give some advices to us. And I mean, they're trying to get us involved. So players always like when they're involved in everything. So that feels, everybody likes that. So I think it's really great we have them here, and I think we're going to move forward.
All right, speaking of Laker legends, Shaq, of course, is getting he's having a whole ceremony tomorrow with a statue. What do you think of Shaq as somebody who plays that position? And when you were a little kid, Shaq was dominating the entire NBA, of course. How do you feel about Shaq?
I don't know. Like, it's hard to say it when I never guarded him, but like, he's most dominant big guy in the history of NBA. So there's not much you can say about that. He dunked everything. He shattered backboards. So I think he was pretty hard to guard.
Yeah, I would think so, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Sanely and Saneful would like to know from you, Zub. Hey Zubac, what has been your favorite city to visit in America since you moved here last summer?
I like New York, but other than New York, my favorite probably is San Antonio.
Interesting. How so? What did you like about it?
It feels like Europe. I don't know why, but
The cobblestone streets, where kind of by where we stay.
I don't know where we stayed or anything, but I know it felt like Europe, like the river and everything. So it was really nice. They got nice weather, so
Gotcha.
I liked it. But LA is on the top of the board.
So yeah, if you've already learned that, having traveled to all these American cities, that LA is the best one to be in.
Yeah, LA is really the best one.
What do you like about it? I mean, aside from some of the obvious, but what have you liked about LA here?
I like everything, man. Weather is great. It's on the ocean. Like Croatia is all over the sea, so that feels like home. And people are great. Everybody like Lakers, and so I mean, you have a lot of stuff to do. Like if you're bored, you always have something to do. Like in Chitluk, my hometown, if you're bored, the only thing you can do is sleep. You cannot go anywhere, so it's really cool.
Yeah, there's always something cool to do, right? At worst case, you can go to the beach. But
Yeah, like
a million good restaurants, right? There are concerts all over whatever you're looking for. Huh?
yeah, I really like it.
Worked out well so far, huh?
Yeah.
All right, just a couple more, Zoo, before we get you out of here. This one's I'll save that for last. How about this one? When do you plan on implementing the skyhook into your offense? And to give a little background to this, so the great legendary Bill Burka, who Lakers fans of course know well, but has been one of the most influential people in the NBA for years. I used to work with Wilt Chamberlain, with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, with Shaq, with every great Laker big. You spent some time with him. So what's your background here for the skyhook?
So first time I got, before first practice with Bill Burka, Mitch Kupchak told me like, you're gonna work out with him all summer. So I said, great. Like I didn't know him before, but I found out history about him and everything, so it was pretty cool. So Bill Burka, first thing we did, we went to his office and watched the film on Kareem, Shaq, Wilt, Pau Gasol, Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, all those great bigs. And he asked me, can you shoot a skyhook? I said, yes. So he said, okay, we're gonna work out on a skyhook. So I started hitting skyhooks in practices, so he was really happy, and we kept working on skyhook, and I don't feel like I'm ready to use it in a game. I want to work out really a lot to be sure in that shot, to like shoot it with confidence, and so I know I'm gonna make that shot. So I think next season is gonna be a season when I start shooting skyhooks.
Very good. Now I don't know why I thought of this randomly, but I remember in Vegas, in Summer League, it was the first time you had been to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And it was the first time you had been to an American supermarket, right? Or a grocery store.
Yeah.
And you were looking for cereal, but you weren't sure what to do because apparently in Croatia, there are only a couple of choices.
Yeah.
Right? And in America, we have what, 75?
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I never really thought I'm gonna have a tough time finding cereals, but I'm lucky I had help. Ty helped me, so.
What was his suggestion?
I said Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but he didn't go with it.
So everything he says, I go opposite.
So he told you to try Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which is an excellent selection.
I didn't know. I didn't like the name, so.
You probably just did, what is it, Cheerios or something?
I don't remember, to be honest.
I think you probably took Cheerios because you saw them on like an episode of Friends or something.
I don't know.
Did you wait? Oh, you got Pop-Tarts?
Yeah, I had Pop-Tarts. I liked Pop-Tarts.
What other sort of like American foods do you go to Whole Foods or the grocery store or any other grocery stores?
Lately, since I'm trying to lose weight and body fat, I'm in Whole Foods all the time. So, I mean, I'm working with Tim on what kind of food can I get, what kind of I cannot get. So it's really tough, but I'm trying, and it's really paid off.
Gotcha. So you're trying to stay disciplined even though there are so many other options.
It's so hard.
You're doing good. All right. Last two ones quick. What's it like being teammates with Meta World Peace, who of course you had his jersey, I think, as Ron Artest?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that been like?
That's been crazy. Like first time I met him, I told him when I was young I had your jersey. I still have it home. He said, "Why did you buy my jersey?" So, cause ever since then, like we have really great chemistry, and like every time I don't understand something or I have a tough time doing something, I ask him. He's always there with his advices, and he's really funny. Like he's always smiling, and it's hard to be down with him.
Very good. Last question for you, and this is from Honi Am. What's it like being the GOAT at 20 years old? It's a big fan.
I don't have an answer to that question.
Well, just the translation is a lot of. How about this? A lot of Laker fans have been very excited.
They're calling GOAT everybody. Everybody is GOAT. Like you see that somebody posts something, D'Angelo, Larry, B.I., Julius. No matter who posts, they are always like every tough comment is GOAT.
Okay, but for Honi Am,
so I don't feel like no. No, I'm not GOAT. GOAT can be only one player and not every player in the NBA. So I don't like that.
That's very humble of you. How about this though? You have noticed, I'm sure, that Laker fans have been enjoying your presence on the team.
Yeah.
Has that meant something to you?
Yeah, that means a lot. I mean, since the first game of the summer league, when I heard all the screaming from the crowd, it's been great. I mean, to know like I've been one of those fans when I was younger, so to know everybody likes and every fan likes me, and to know that they're always have my back, that's pretty great.
All right, well, guys, this has been Ivica Zubac. Thank you so much for the time. Lakers Voices brought to you by Toyota, the partner with the Lakers for 40 years, now twice. Zoo is now 20. And we really appreciate your time. I know you got a long day of practice, and we'll let you get out of here, man. So thanks for the time. That's been Ivica Zubac. I'm Mike. See you guys later.